In my review of the Roland TD17KVX2 kit, I mentioned I would love to upgrade the cymbals at some point. And as luck would have it, somebody from Simmons must have seen that video because I received an email asking if I'd be interested in reviewing their new set of cymbals, the MC series. In the box you get the cymbal itself, a cable to connect it, and a mount. There are a few really cool things about these cymbals, the first being the design itself. You got metal on the top side, and you got rubber on the bottom like a traditional pad would have. You also have 3 different trigger zones on it, so you got your bell, your top of the cymbal, and then your wash on the side. Also, I love the fact that these come in much more realistic sizes. This is the MC18, which I'm using as a ride cymbal. Originally, the Roland TD17KVX came with a 14-inch cymbal, and I absolutely noticed the difference there. What's more is, this will work with nearly any other brand, so we don't have to worry about compatibility issues, which we're going to be going over momentarily. First, I want to show you just how easy it is to install these cymbals on your kit. It really couldn't be much simpler. All you have to do is remove the original cymbal, make sure you unplug the cable, put the new cymbal on, plug in the appropriate cables, and you're done. I was able to swap all 3 cymbals out in less than 5 minutes. Since the pads are just triggers, we're not going to get any new sounds out of the TD17 module or out of the VST that we'll be testing on with later. But there were a few things that I'm sure some people would be interested in. The first being the in-room noise. Just to prove how plug and play this is, we're going to be doing a few tests right now. I'm going to make sure all the triggers work using the TD17 module. We even used the original cords that came with this, and we're going to be using the monitor outs from this straight into the universal audio vault that you'll be hearing the sounds of from here. I want to make sure that the chokes work and that all the zones of the cymbals work, and we're going to start off with the ride. Perfect. Let's keep testing this thing out. We're going to be using a MIDI cable to connect to the UA vault, and we're going to be using a VST, Addicted Drums 2. I really do appreciate the fact that getting up and running with these new cymbals was absolutely painless. It was as easy as taking the old cymbal off, making sure the new cymbal was plugged into the right cord, and that was it. I didn't have to change any of the settings inside of the TD17 module itself or inside of Addictive Drums when we were messing around with that. So that's a big positive sign in my book, and especially when you talk about mixing different brands' products together, you can have hiccups here or there, but it looks like they've done a great job with making sure that people who are interested in upgrading their cymbals, regardless of what kind of kit they have this as an option for them. That leaves us with the subjective part of today's review, and I want you to remember these are just my own opinions based on the time that I've had with these cymbals. Simmons were nice enough to send me these a few weeks in advance prior to the product launch so I could really get to know them and get a feel for them, and that's what I want to speak of, the feel itself. Compared to the original pads that these shipped with, there is absolutely a difference in the feel for a few reasons. The first of which being the construction of the cymbal itself. Because it is half metal, and especially because it's on the back side of the cymbal, the way that they respond back after you hit them, it is different. It does feel more natural than the straight up rubber pads that this kit shipped with. Outside of the response and feel being a little bit better, the fact that these are bigger is also a big positive, especially on the ride cymbal in a practical sense for me and how I play. When I'm using my acoustic drums, I use a 21-inch medium ride. So when I was switching to a 14-inch that this came stock with, I sometimes would have problems when I would hit the wrong part of the cymbal and it would give me a mistrigger. I'm not the sort of person that has the patience or really the capacity to go in after I've recorded it on the MIDI drums and move MIDI around on a grid. I don't like doing that whatsoever. Since I've switched to the 18-inch ride now, I don't have that problem. Sure, maybe a big part of that is just having that extra 4 inches of real estate on the cymbal to work with, but I don't have those mistriggers, and that alone to me is a godsend. I recommend these. I definitely do. They're a great way to upgrade the cymbals that you already have, or if you're happy with what you already have and you just want to add more, definitely worth taking a look at. And if you do want to check them out, they're available at Guitar Center and the link down below. They're also available at Musician's Friend and Music and Arts. Thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate every single one of you guys that keep this YouTube channel going. Also, special thank you again to Simmons for providing me with the cymbals for today's video, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.